So hi, I thought I would do kind of a video update of the Zork game just to kind of capture the current progress. And just a quick recap, so like many people, got sucked into playing Zork early on. And I wanted to kind of recapture some of the magic, and then I got excited about HTML5, in particular the canvas element, and kind of brought it all together into this. So what you're watching now is the credit sequence using the custom text rendering and a little bit of artistic jitter. And here we've faded into the world with our cutscene bars and all. So Zork is kind of a playable map, as we'll see. We're going to walk around. And as we walk around, we'll see things that we can interact with. For instance, this mailbox, which I can click and drag as I might a real mailbox. And when I let go, I get points for opening a mailbox, kind of an achievement sort of thing. And then I could get the leaflet out. I don't know if you noticed, but I have some collision detection working there where I actually it can tell I was grabbing the leaflet in the mailbox and not the mailbox lid. Alright, so we have a mailbox. I don't know if we're going to knock on the door right now, but let's go for a little walk. So we're walking into another room, and let's walk into another room. Okay, so here's another thing we can interact with, a window. Here we've earned our points, so we can go in the window. But maybe we'll go into the house in a little bit. Let's first wander back here to this clearing, just to show some other stuff we can play with. So here, we have some leaves. Scoot out of the way. And I sort of just happen to have some keys in my inventory as you normally would find. If I drag these keys, which by the way have a kind of an auto-generated halo effect, as does anything that interacts together, and I get some points for unlocking. And now what I'm doing is I'm clicking, dragging, and every time I let go, it'll slam shut unless I open it up all the way. And there it is. Alright, and I can do something like maybe drop the leaves down the hole. Another kind of fun thing to play with, this interesting piece of green plastic is, well, this is a pump, and this is something plasticky. What happens if I add these two together? So now I have a pump and a boat, and you kind of have to visualize this, but in the touch-based version of the game, you would put your finger on the pump, and when you cycle up and down, you kind of make a pumping action, and hey, there's your boat. And just like in the original game, now this boat doesn't really belong here, but for the sake of the demo I put it here. Just like in the original game, they put, just to mess with you, this very pointy stick for no other purpose other than when you touch the stick to the boat, you pop it. And if I try and inflate the boat again, you'll see that nothing happens. That is, unless we use this elvish boat repair tube, fix the boat, hooray, now the boat inflates again. So this is kind of the sort of interactions that we want to do in Zork, and although I'm not going to get to it, but this boat goes in the water and then you go in an area you can't go any other way except with a boat. So if I touch this, slam. Right. For fun, let's go back to where we had the window, and then we can walk in the house. And here we are in the somewhat haphazard kitchen. Maybe we'll want to lunch later. And of course, different flooring make different noises when you walk on them. I have a feeling we'll need this sword later. And this is kind of a neat thing. Here's the lamp. Of course, we need the lamp. And when you click the lamp, it turns on. And that was a cheap effect to do, by the way. That's just interpolating between two frames. But we'll take this. And as everybody, well, as Zork people remember, this rug hides our entrance to the dungeon. So we're going to kind of slide this. And I've made this kind of cumbersome on purpose, so you have to really drag and drag to get it out of the way. And then here's our trapdoor. It can open up and slam when we get in. And then let's go in. And what happened there, and this really doesn't make it super clear, is that well, behind the scenes, I should say, something interesting is that I use an animation sequencing system I wrote to actually chain together events that are timed, because JavaScript with its set timeout typical facility doesn't give you an easy way to chain things, but I can do that, and the credits was another example of that from before. So then we turn on our light, and we can now see a little bit of flickering going on, a little bit ambient sound, cave kind of sounds, and explore. Of course, we have in the bank, we have some waiting room music. So I wanted to just show one other interesting thing is spend a lot of time on containers, which interestingly enough, I think the original Zork, they spent a lot of time on containers too. But getting the container logic is somewhat tricky. So I'll just show you an example. So here we have a coffin, kind of a simple coffin right now, and it itself can hold things. So I can put, say, this bag in the coffin. And now, if I move the coffin, the bag's in the coffin, and they move together. I can take the bag out of the coffin. Now the bag is in the room, and away we go. So what about something like this nest, though? So the nest is an egg, at least right now is the egg in the nest. And it's all set up to be generalized. So if I put an egg in the nest in the coffin, so this is a thing and a thing and a thing. Now, they're all nested and it works. And yet I can either pick the nest and move that container with its contents, or I can move just the egg, and then the egg itself is transferred from the nest to the coffin. I mean, it just sort of does what I hope that people would assume it would do. Then I could put the egg here in the nest on the ground, and then they move that way. So there's a lot of work went into making that obvious and intuitive. All right, well, that's kind of a taste of where I'm at on my Zork game, and I hope you'll watch other videos on how some of the technical details work. And I hope also you'll be interested in trying the beta. Thanks.